Embrace Success with Authentic Leadership, brought to you by Advisicon, helping you achieve greater impact. Today's agenda: meet the presenter, that would be me, Laura Levy. Overview of authentic leadership. What is authentic leadership? What are the definitions? What are the characteristics of an authentic leader? What does authentic leadership mean? And more importantly, what does it mean to you? We'll wrap it up with a summary and then discuss next steps. Your presenter today is Laura Levy. I have a background in technology and software development. I am currently the Vice President of Business Development Innovation and the Interim Vice President of Professional Services for Advisicon. I have been a project manager, a program manager, product manager. I've worked on numerous different types of projects in all aspects. I do have a doctorate in industrial organizational psychology, and more than anything else, I am passionate about getting things done. I would like to think that I'm an authentic leader. But what is that? What is authentic leadership? There are lots of different definitions, but mostly authentic leadership is a pattern of behaviors exhibited by leaders that promotes really positive psychological capacities in employees, in team members, in colleagues, in leader followers, and encourages a positive ethical climate. Right? There are certain characteristics that authentic leaders exhibit and is reflected in their actions. And we'll go over those in the next slide. So what are those characteristics? What are those definitions of authentic leadership? So what we can take away from this is that authentic leadership is a type of a leadership style or a leadership model. It's different than transformational leadership, which really focuses on the transformation of employees or team members or colleagues in who they are. Authentic leadership is more about the characteristics and actions of a leader and how they impact team members, colleagues, followers, employees in an organization. It's characterized by a consistent set of values that are expressed through a leader's actions and words. What does that mean? It means that an authentic leader does and acts as an expression of their values. So what they say and what they believe is not different than the way they act. They're consistent in that behavior. Authentic leaders promote trust, loyalty, and high performance in an organization's employees, in fellow colleagues, in team members, and other leader followers. There is a relationship between authentic leadership and greater degrees of organizational trust and organizational loyalty and commitment. Authentic leaders are a critical part of the organizational change management process, as well as the transformational processes. And the emphasis is on trust, collaboration between all parties, and engagement. That's a big mouthful. What does that mean? When an organization is going through a big change that's either good or bad, for instance, through a layoff where many people in the organization may be separated from the organization, or a downturn in business where more has to be done with fewer resources, or on a more positive note, in a big uptick in business where the organization may be bringing on new staff. All of those are major organizational changes, and authentic leaders play a crucial role in helping team members, colleagues, and employees through those changes. And they do that through relying on established bonds of trust, through intense collaboration with team members, employees, and colleagues, and being present or engaged in the change that is happening. What does an authentic leader do that might make you think to yourself, that person is an authentic leader? Well, there are 4 basic components of authentic leadership. Some sources list more, but always they include anybody's definition or anybody's description of authentic leadership includes these 4 components. Probably the most important is the component of self-awareness. We describe it here as feeling comfortable with who you are, understanding your own strengths, weaknesses, and values. What does that mean exactly? Self-awareness in this context, as a description of authentic leadership, means essentially you're comfortable in your own skin. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you are without flaws, or that you always do everything right. Authentic leaders know that they don't always do everything right, and that they do have parts of themselves that they may need or want to improve. Either way, authentic leaders are comfortable in their own skin. Another component of authentic leadership characteristics is relational transparency. What does that mean exactly? Well, one way to put it is not having an agenda with those that you interact with. In other words, you don't have a different side of yourself or a different part of yourself that you share with different people in the organization. You share strengths and weaknesses with others. The messaging may change depending on who you as an authentic leader are communicating with in the organization, but your relationship is transparent. You don't have an agenda. You aren't out to manipulate, either positively or negatively, a person or a situation. You share your strengths and weaknesses with others. Another component that an authentic leader exhibits is that of balanced processing. What does that mean? Balanced processing is the ability to take multiple sources of data or information and analyze them so that the information that you create from that data is used and analyzed before making decisions. So, in other words, an authentic leader doesn't make decisions based on rumors, doesn't make decisions based on necessarily a gut feel, and doesn't make decisions without doing due diligence of research. An authentic leader may take all of those and analyze that data and then create information that they can use in decision making. Finally, an authentic leader has a strong moral code. That doesn't mean that an authentic leader is overtly religious or pious or even straight-laced. What this refers to, what a strong moral code refers to, is that the authentic leader has a system that encompasses values that are important to that person, and they exhibit, demonstrate, and show integrity as a central part of their personality. They have a personal core value system, whatever it is, and they abide by it. So self-awareness, relational transparency, balanced processing, and a strong moral code are the tenets and characteristics of authentic leadership. Why is authentic leadership important? Why do we need to know this? Why is this a leadership set of behaviors that is positive and that we should want to have? What does it mean? Well, first, authentic leaders know who they are. They're not trying to find their identity. They have found their identity, and they're comfortable with who they are. Authentic leaders are known for promoting results-focused teams. And how do they do this? They do this through collaboration and communication. Authentic leaders also promote genuine, transparent, responsive actions to an organization's needs and are ethical. And these are foundational for building trust and moving an organization forward in times of organizational change. Finally, authentic leaders have made the connection real between their own internal core values and their behaviors. This is why authentic leadership is important. So in summary, authentic leaders demonstrate transparent behavior with the emphasis on building trust-based relationships. Authentic leaders promote collaboration and communication across the organization. Authentic leaders are comfortable with who they are and open to others. And they have a strong sense of personal integrity. Authentic leaders minimize their bias in their decision making by analyzing information. And finally, authentic leaders have transparent relationships with followers and other leaders. So this is the first in a series of webinars. Thank you for watching this. The second webinar, are you an authentic leader? How to tell if you are or you aren't. The third webinar, how do I become an authentic leader? So if you're not and you want to be an authentic leader, how do I get there? And finally, work management and authentic leadership. How do they mesh together? That's it. Thank you for watching.